Oh, Lucas, I have a confession to make.
You don't actually wait half a second, you wait a whole second.
No, I stopped watching Rent-A-Girlfriend because I couldn't take it anymore.
Oh. Oh.
I know, shocking. Usually I do watch the trash. Anyways, the latest episode of Guru and Chewy's podcast about the anime otaku culture, better known as EHRPG.
EHRPG.
Anyway, how's it going today?
It's okay. I'm tired.
That's good. Good. You're always tired. Don't you dare lie to me.
Okay.
So, today we have disappointing news.
Oh, got confirmed?
It's been reported quite a bit, so I'm going to assume it's confirmed unless told otherwise. Disney Plus got a hold of the licensing for Bleach.
Yep. R.I.P.
And that is levels of disappointing that I don't... Look, I'm going to be honest. I think Bleach is one of the most overrated shows in the history of the world. I generally do not think after the first arc it is any good. Right?
Oh, yeah.
But I can understand the hype for it, and especially the wait for it, right? I mean, it's been over 10 years since the final season ended.
Oh, yeah.
And now with it being thrown onto Disney Plus by all things, like that's the report, is that Disney has got a hold of it.
Oh.
And that just scares me because we know how bad Disney Plus fucks it up.
Yeah.
Summertime rendering. Just the most brilliant example. This is probably the show of the year. Guaranteed if it was on Crunchyroll.
Or even
Now, if it was on if it was on Hulu or High Dive, yeah. And yet, very few people know of it because you don't see it. And it really goes to show how important the seasonal weekly aspect of a release is to an anime. Like I mentioned before, last week when we talked about it, Netflix killed JoJo Part 6.
Yeah, because of the whole...
Like, yeah. If you ask me, there was the most arcs people were waiting for were Part 6 and Part 7. And Netflix murdered it. Because of the way they release.
Yeah.
Like, do you hear anything about JoJo anymore? No.
Nope.
I don't even think people realize it's coming back in the winter.
I thought it was fall.
Well, it's coming in December.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, like, I don't even think people realize it's coming back.
Still thought it was the fall.
It is coming... Oh, no, it actually is the fall, September 1st. But again, they're only releasing episodes 13 through 24. Knowing JoJo, there's probably another 12 after that. And it's just... Like, Part 6 is dead. There is no doubt to deny it. It is dead.
Gotta start over again.
And with all the hype, like, Bleach, the first part, right? It ended in... I want to get the exact date.
I'm gonna take a stab at it and say 2004.
No, it was 2011.
Oh, okay, never mind. I was way off. I was gonna say 2012.
The original date, the last episode was March 27th, 2012.
I underestimated how...
Oh, it's been 10 years. And look, do not get me wrong. Bleach sucks now.
I mean...
1,000 years, but people have been waiting for this. There's been hype for it. And just to see the report that it's going to be on Disney Plus, with how Disney Plus have handled every single anime they've had, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, there is something that I literally just found out right now.
Okay.
Disney is hosting an event called the D23 Expo in September,
23.
where they're planning to announce more, where they're very likely going to announce more stuff, right?
Probably
And
where they're gonna.
And as Namaria points out, this is going to be probably the perfect time to hear
what they have
why
planned.
they're doing this, what they're planning.
Yeah, what they're bringing in and officially.
Mm-hmm. And like, as Namaria points out, you get to hear why they chose to release summertime rendering like this. Like Namaria points out, they're not even releasing summertime rendering weekly everywhere in Asia.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that too.
And then he mentions did the talk about Bleach, the talk about the show called Tatami Galaxy.
Oh yeah, it's Tatami Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually
do not get me wrong. Like out of this season, I'm watching 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shows via the pirate site I use, right?
Yeah.
So like I'm fine with pirating, but I want more shows in legal hands. And when I see shit like this, where Disney and Netflix just hold on to shows killing the momentum, it frustrates me as an anime fan and as somebody who wants to see this medium succeed.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. It's going to be frustrating. We're going to wait to see, of course, if they're the confirmation, right?
Okay, never mind. Yeah. Okay, yeah. We're gonna wait for a confirmation with the D23. You wonder what D23 means? Is it 23 years of Disney or is it 23? I was gonna say something inappropriate, but you know.
I don't know, but either way, the report is that the reports are coming out that like it's going to Disney, and that's just disappointing. And what else do we want to talk about? The Hollow. I want to talk a little bit about Hollow Tempest.
Okay.
I think they have been doing surprisingly well.
Oh.
Like I expected them to have a strong start, but no, they're doing great. They had their OG song released just a couple days ago, which was, a nice little banger. Nothing amazing.
That's all right.
I've seen far better before.
Yeah, I mean,
it was a good start.
It was okay.
But I think the most impressive thing to me for them is like, again, they have rushed up. Like they're catching up to, they're passing some of the Hollow Stars JP who have struggled.
Yeah, they're catching up to big numbers like Shion and Railbaru and stuff like that.
Yeah, and we've already established many times that like never expect Hollow Stars to have a subscriber count like Hololive. It's just not going to happen.
No.
But we should be proud of like, again.
Well, maybe not within our lifetime. Maybe that it keeps going.
Yeah, no. Hololive lasts what, 40 years?
Yeah, 40.
But no, I think we should be proud of how Tempest have evolved. Like they are really good. I think everyone has their enjoyable thing. I hate watching Axel play Hitman. It is agonizing to watch. Just about as bad as watching Iris gamble in Rust. She was so bad, man. She would split up her bets too much and never make enough money back.
R.I.P.
But Noir had a collab today with Callie. And that was a bunch of fun. And it was nice to see it. Pretty much what happened is Cover just said, you know what? 2.5 week collab ban. Let's go.
Let's go.
Well, no, it's just, again, we got to remember, like, traditionally, unless you were a solo debut like Iris, you've had a month collab ban to help build an organic fan base.
Yeah, usually. I think Callie actually
Yeah, Callie mentioned that, like,
something, yeah.
essentially they just looked like there was a demand for it, so they did it. So I think it's impressive.
Yes.
And yeah, just wanted to mention that. Also wanted to mention Hololive Summer's back.
Alive Summer.
I can't fucking believe it.
Bringing back that Hololive Hot Girl Summer.
Well, did you see some of the photos from the fan club stream?
No.
Chewy, some of them are actually ridiculous.
Have you seen the have you seen the Hunbat skin?
I don't want to look at it.
Okay. Well, it's coming
But
in
yeah,
next
no,
patch.
as I was saying, to start off Hololive Summer, when they revealed the swimsuits, they had a fan club stream, right?
Yeah.
And they went nuts. For example, just go look at the screenshots that Polyworld took and just wow. As Mel pointed out, that type of stuff would not be allowed on YouTube at all. But
Let's
yeah, no,
see.
it's way up there.
It is very up there.
Yeah, and it's just like,
Oh, is it the one with Caillou, or is that just
no, you got to go up. It's
Botan?
with no, it's a little far up. It's the ones that include Aki, Marine, Choco, and Noel.
Oh, okay.
Because they kind of went nuts.
Oh my.
And it was, yeah. Now, of course, they can get away with that on the fan club stream since it's their own site.
It's their own site, yeah. Oh
And
my.
it's behind a
Oh
paywall.
my. Okay. Okay.
Choco had a lot of fun, as you can see. And of course, just before that, they had Roboco, Hachima, Laplace, and Polka. And they were far less lewd. Well, except for Hachima, since Hachima is just a thing.
Yeah.
But no, we live in an era where Hololive swimsuits are back, and I can't honestly believe it. And of course, there's still more coming. They've laid out a schedule entirely for it. So we got more stuff all the way till about the 19th. So it should be fun. We also had some birthdays too. I watched the birthday live of Toa and had my mind blown. It was just fantastic. And yeah, you know, been a pretty good couple weeks.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
I can't wait for more future collabs. I'm excited with already like the Ian side. Any of the boys like collabing with any of the Ian girls would be great, but you know, whatever's gonna happen, whatever's gonna happen.
Magni and Callie are gonna have a cursed
drawing stream. I already saw the golf one. It was a little awkward at times, but you know what? They were just chilling. Honestly, that's awesome.
Collab with two people who only have just met.
Yeah,
it's never going to be anything spectacular, but it was fun. It was nice and relaxing.
It was chill. And
yeah, no, I'm excited that the boys can collab with everyone now.
I am so hyped for Hall of Stars to collab with Hall of Stars Ian. Especially with like the whole right? Like sorry.
I mean, like I said, if they want to, go ahead. It's clear that they will.
I know, and I'm so hyped for it. I can't wait for like Gamma to take Magni out for Banana Gyudon in one day, and then Magni just tweets it. It's like, oh my god.
And Chewy, we are far away from off collabs like that.
I know, but it's just like I want them to tease for content continuously, do a collab drawing stream, and then just keep teasing.
Are you okay?
I want him to get it. It's Schadenfreude, okay? I enjoy a little bit of Schadenfreude. A little bit.
I understand that completely.
The whole banana gyudon concept and the fact that, you know, a senpai kind of, well, I don't know if he's teasing or not, if he's just being legit that he likes banana gyudon, but it sounds like he's teasing him. I don't know if banana gyudon's done accurate, but you know, yeah, I like that. That aspect. I like that. I like the dynamic there.
No, it's nice to see again. As you mentioned, the Tempest Boys can now collab with who they please if they want to. So that's good to see.
I think Astel actually asked on Thursday or Wednesday or something, his manager, if he could collab with Tempest or when the ban was over or whatever. And because Axel showed up in his stream.
Yeah, but that's just Astel being Astel. The guy is a bit aloof. We love him.
Oh no, he was asking because he wanted to play Apex with Axel because Axel had stopped by his Apex stream and said and was talking to him.
Oh, and speaking of Apex, Astel and Ollie played a little bit yesterday. That was cool.
Yeah, and then Astel got told that apparently to wait till Monday to get a reply, and he's like, "Oh, I might have confused people. I don't mean that I can collab with them starting from Monday. I mean I won't get a reply till Monday."
That really does sound like an Astel thing.
But now, now you can collab.
There's actually one more news we should talk about because it pisses me off.
Oh.
Well, actually, two. We're going to start a tradition where Guru crucifies an auntie. But Haikyuu had an announcement today.
Yes, second part.
No.
No?
There's no season 5.
Oh, okay. Would they pop out a second part?
There were 2 movies.
Oh.
They're going to try to put 110 chapters into 2 movies.
Wait. Oh. Okay.
I don't understand this. I really don't.
Oh, okay. Oh, you know what? I can actually see the last part being a movie, but I don't know about the
No, like Chewie. There's 110 chapters remaining to be animated, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying
do all those into 2 movies. It doesn't matter if you can see the last part being a movie. The problem is they are trying to adapt 110 chapters in 2 movies.
Oh no, yeah, that's kind of nutty.
Yeah, that's my issue. I could agree the last part being a movie. That was the game where they were all adults, right?
And it's just the little bit before where it's kind of focusing on Hinata a bit and stuff like that. Yeah.
Movie. But the fact is, they are adapting 110 chapters.
Yeah, no, yeah.
This reminds me of Tokyo Ghoul Re, which I still say season 1 of that show really good. Season 2, a fucking disaster because they're just hey, you know what? You know that pacing we crafted that wasn't that bad? Let's kill it by adapting 100 chapters, 12 episodes.
Yeah, it kind of way.
It's a disappointing announcement to hear, and it just sucks because it's just going to kill the pacing of that movie.
Yeah,
movies. So yeah, that was a bummer announcement to wake up to. But I kind of wanted to crucify someone.
Oh boy. Okay.
Because I want to get into a debate, and I want to ask you a question. Should we?
I'm gonna drink some.
Well, I'm gonna ask you a question and give you my opinion on it. Do you think idol culture is being gaslit?
Wait, what? We're gaslighting the people, or we're gaslighting the talents?
You know how people always go, "Oh, this is just typical idol culture when something happens," right?
Okay. Yeah.
Do you think people are gaslighting idol culture as a way to not actually realize that the problem we've debated this for a long time, right?
Wait, what? Like, I'm sorry, I'm not understanding the concept of the question. Do we believe that
Okay, here's the
gaslighting?
thing. People blame the idol culture on the Russia situation when it wasn't idol culture. People blame idol culture on everything, even though half the time it isn't.
Oh, are you saying utilizing idol culture as like basically as the main reason for things that go wrong in sort of the idol industry-ish?
Yeah, even though most of the time it isn't. That's what gaslighting is. People look at idol culture as this big boogeyman, right? So in the Russia situation, everybody's like, oh, it's just typical idol culture. This is why idol culture's bad, guys. This is just typical idol culture, even though it was literally girlfriend-boyfriend experience, right? So, like, I don't get how people think that, right?
Oh, I see where. Oh, okay, I get what you mean. Like gaslighting the people by making the idol culture sort of stuff, but it's not
It's just,
really. Okay, yeah, okay. No,
like, to me, what I mentioned before, I hate Vox. I think he's genuinely a piece of shit. But I will always be grateful for him showcasing that girlfriend boyfriend experience isn't an idol culture thing.
it's it's some deep shit, man. It's some weird parasocial stuff.
Oh, dude, parasociality is horrifying.
It it honestly scares me, and like you see it through the you can see it through the what is it, that game, the one about the VTuber and stuff where you like take care of it. Oh, it's scary. Ugh. I forget what it's called. People played it. A lot of streamers played it.
Oh, needy girl overdose?
Yeah, they actually touched on it. I'm pretty sure like a lot. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they touched on that a lot. And ooh, I don't know. It's weird. I don't know how I feel about it because like I could see, the thing is, like, I see a reflection a little bit in that sense. Like, oh my god, do I actually like look at like content creators and VTubers and stuff like that, and streamers like that, and it makes me like self-reflect, and I overthink super. Well, I overthink in general, but like I overthink it, and it's just like
attachment issue to not just VTubers but streamers in general.
yeah, and it makes me really scared of what I like, of what.
Like, dude, like I'm gonna put it to you this way. Let me put it to you this way. Blair, right?
Yeah.
You know me. She's one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
And like I have a great time watching her. If I ever met somebody in real life who has a personality like Flair, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would not survive.
You would not survive?
Dude, I find Flair's personality so fucking attractive, it isn't even funny.
Ah.
But, as I was saying, I also know the difference between, real life and fantasy. I'm like, that's just it.
Or rather, not just real life and fantasy, just more the realism, the realistically, realist wise.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. That's
Like, I look at it and it's just like, oh, okay. Like, do not get me wrong. I find Flair's personality insanely attractive, right?
uh uh.
But I also know that, like, oh, I'm not gonna fucking fuck the girl, right?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
It's a blunt way of putting it, but that's kind of how I see the boyfriend girlfriend experience parasocial nature.
Yeah, you're never gonna actually probably, one in point to chance ever going to meet this person ever, probably. So
Like,
yeah, why? Yeah, you're not hooked up. You're not like, what's the word? You're not. Is it hooked on it, or like is like hanging on it, sort of thing?
hanging on a thread.
Yeah, type of thing. You
And, like,
understand
here's the thing.
that
I think a lot of people don't want to admit this, but one of the reasons we watch streamers in general is because we like them.
Yeah.
Like, we like their personalities.
We like them for who they are.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Now, does that mean we want to fuck them? No. Like, I'll say before, I love everyone in Hololive. I think they are fantastic. Does that mean I love them? No.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from. Like, there's a certain level of caring, but not like to the point where, you know, it's beyond what a viewer and a and a streamer is,
Like,
basically.
I've been mentioning to a lot of our friends, don't care so much it affects you.
Like, you're gonna have to reword that.
It's literally what I mean. Do not care so much that you caring affects yourself.
Oh, that you caring of the person affects you.
Like, you can't control what they do. You can't control anything about them other than maybe suggesting, hey, why don't try this game, right?
or you
So
know,
while I can understand caring and worrying about them, don't over worry to the point where you're getting upset about how things are, right?
yeah, yes, yeah, okay, that part, yeah, okay, I get where you're going. Yeah, you just needed to. I feel like you just needed to sort of, what's the word?
Let me put it to you this way, and I'm going to use an example that you're probably going to know.
Oh, lovely.
Iris's throat problems.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we see it all the time, right? How people are worried. But what I'm saying is that there's a difference between worrying and stressing yourself out about it.
Ah, okay. Yeah, okay.
So,
I see.
like, let me put it to you this way. I'm worried. I'm concerned. But I'm also understanding that Iris is a grown adult who is literally probably close to age as us.
She's a grown adult. She also is working with an official like company itself there who is, you know, concerned about who thinks about that stuff type of thing. And I'm sure she already gets a lot of stuff from us and from them about it.
It's one of
So
those things where it's just like we have to let them do what they want, and if they fuck up, they fuck up, right?
yeah.
Like, everyone knows that. Everyone can agree Iris fucked up royally when her throat issues started.
Mm-hmm. She
But
she like
oh, she just pushed too hard.
yeah, okay.
But she's also learning. But like, I think a lot of people tend to not realize that every single liver is going through similar issues.
Mm.
And the only difference is for Iris is she's very vocal about what she's doing.
Okay, yeah.
She's like, "Oh, I'm recording today, right?" And everybody goes like, "Oh, she's recording too much." And I'm just like, "You know that compared to what JP's doing, she's doing far less probably, right?"
Mm-hmm.
Because all Iris tells us is her recordings for singing.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't do dance lessons. She doesn't do radio talk shows. She doesn't do any of like the official streams for the most part.
Why is that actually?
Well,
I'm just
she doesn't do
curious.
dance lessons because she doesn't need to right now, right?
Oh, because she's no 3D model, right? Yeah, yeah.
No, there's no reason for her to really get it down.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't do official talk shows because, for the most part, EN does not participate too much in that because the only people who can are Kiara, Callie, and herself.
There's a Japanese, yeah. Okay.
It's the time zones, right?
Oh yeah, the times. Okay, yeah.
It's literally the time zones. Like, for example, I think Kiara and Callie are participating more and more. Kiara just took place in one just a couple days ago, and Callie took place in another one last week. But for the most part,
Mm-hmm.
in like, okay, let's just go back 4 weeks, right? So 1 month.
Mm-hmm.
In that time, literally, Kiara was in there twice, Callie was in there once.
Yeah.
But like, for example, Fubuki's been in 5 separate ones.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah,
So
Babuki's
like,
very active in that, huh?
oh yeah, she's great. But like,
Oh, cool.
that's just kind of it. And it's just, similar to like that, she's also in radio. She does her whole marine radio thing. She dances and all that.
Oh
So,
yeah.
like, do not get me wrong, Iris does a lot. But I also think a lot of people don't realize that compared to others, she doesn't do as much.
And the thing is, like, she's also in that area too.
Mm-hmm.
Even though she's technically EN, but still.
And like I also mentioned, we also don't know what else they do, right? Like Iris is very vocal about like, okay, I have a recording today, right?
Yeah, like they might have. Oh my god, they might have so much other stuff. Like
We don't know what say like Gura does in the background. Gura's been working nonstop since June on multiple things. She's only now getting able to stream a little more.
yeah, like maybe she's doing signing on merchandise and stuff like that.
Where she was signing Gura
and stuff like that.
and that's just kind of my point. So like I'm understanding caring, but let's not overstress ourselves about it to the point where we're actively getting stressed out about something we just can't control.
Yeah. It's it's again the underlying parts of parasocial norms and stuff like that, and what exactly.
And like I'm not saying Cover's this flawless company. They make mistakes.
Yeah,
but for the most part,
keep saying
their scheduling pretty good.
I mean, you probably would have already seen a lot of people graduating at this point if their scheduling wasn't good, I feel.
Yeah, and of course there's going to be times where something comes up, but I think a lot of people, I'm sorry, Arsh, you're one of them, but I think a lot of people really attach to themselves this idea that why is random scheduling appearing? That's just normal in entertainment. Sometimes things come up. Now, you hope it doesn't come up as much, but
like just random. Oh,
like,
okay.
For example, Mume, she thought she had 2 recordings last month. Turns out she had 6 things she needed to do, right?
Okay, I see.
So, like, it's kind of the thing with the business, if you get what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, I got a little sidetracked. I wanted to crucify an auntie. So, this shouldn't take long. But this is coming back to the whole this is coming back to the whole idea of idol culture, right?
Yes.
And how people shit on idol culture for no real reason.
Yes.
Wow, you sound so interested.
No, sorry, my throat just. Yes, sorry. Yes.
All right. So this piece of shit who I ain't going to name posted a long rant about how Cover destroyed Aqua.
Ah, that one. Yes.
So let's start. So the one place we can see the idol industry in Hololive is that Hololive tends to drive girls away from their unique talents towards this homogenous idol mold, sing, dance, whatever. Because it's profitable.
That is a very fancy word, actually. How do you spell that?
Homogenous.
Oh, homogenous. Sorry.
Yeah. This is probably most prominent with Aqua. She first got famous with her speed runs, FPS skills, and etc. Not her singing and dancing ability, which she kind of sucked at. That is a bold-faced lie, but we're all allowed to our shitty opinions. But Hololive saw a story there, and her skill as a talent already made her popular.
Oh, geez.
Okay. So they signed her up to a bunch of singing and dancing lessons and gave her albums, concerts, and the whole shebang, marking her not as a cool speed-running gamer, but as an idol who sings and dances. Are we thinking about the same Aqua?
Wasn't she like? I mean, isn't the whole idea of joining Hololive is that you want to be an idol?
Yes, but this guy clearly hates idols, as you can tell.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. It's a little.
Can I continue?
Yeah, sorry. I'll keep my thoughts till the end.
And like, she still streams, but way less than before, and her content is less diverse and interesting. No more secure challenges while pretending to be a baby. Now she's tired all the time from her idol work, and she's voice acting in a visual novel. Okay, I just want to stop right here because this guy says she's voice acting in a visual novel, except that visual novel was Aqua's 1 million sub gift.
Yeah, that's what she requested.
Wow, I can't believe Aqua's interest has organically pivoted from what she always enjoyed for 3 years into making what Hololive makes the most money. Man, imagine if she didn't all of a sudden become a mega idol nerd like Suisse and was instead pressured by the higher ups into performing. Man, that would really suck, wouldn't it? And of course, I completely lost my fucking mind when I saw this.
Oh.
Because really goes into my thing that A, idols aren't stereotyped, I say so singers. Look at Marine, for fuck's sakes. But B, this guy just completely ignores everything about Aqua.
Honestly, a little surprised, because I'm gonna tell you right now, of course, I'm not as in touch with, like, any sort of Hololive news or VTubers in general type of thing. Mm-hmm. But even I knew that the fucking visual novel was a 1 million sub gift that Aqua asked for.
And yeah, that's one of the most frustrating things is when people make blatant statements when the expressive fucking thing was like the answer was not that, and it's out there already.
You know what he's gonna say though, if I were to ever just reply to that, Marcel, and if he ever were to hypothetically reply back, probably be like, "Oh, that's what they want you to think."
Oh, exactly. But
I don't know.
A couple things, because there's a couple things here I want to tackle. One is Aqua literally stopped doing some of the challenges he mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
From a debacle because she does not want to risk copyright strikes from FromSoft.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Remember a couple of years ago when Hololive went through the Capcom debacle where they had to remove a whole bunch of shit?
Oh, yeah.
And now permissions are so important to Hololive?
Yeah. They're going, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So there's that. Of course, as we mentioned, the visual novel aspect.
Wait, well, why doesn't she just... Okay, here's my question then. Why doesn't she just... Does she not request for certain games that she want to do speedruns for, or does she...
Oh, she probably has, but, like, Aqua's changed over the years, too.
Well, there's that, too, yeah, so...
Like, again, so then, of course, as we mentioned, the whole, what is it? The visual novel, her 1 million sub gift. Right? Sorry. So, that's already that. The fact that Aqua has wanted to be a fucking idol.
Yeah, I mean...
Like, that right there is just enough. That right there is just enough.
I mean,
this guy wants to spin into this that Hololive is just turning them into idols. When Hololive, you remember when I did showcases, right, a couple months ago?
Mm-hmm.
My biggest thing was showing that Hololive can literally do that. They can literally give this introverted girl who literally, and I shit you not, was on a company trip with Marine and left early because she could not deal with the social part. This girl's an idol.
Yeah.
That's fucking amazing. Like, that's just incredible.
Mm.
And yet he wants to shit on her. Like, I'm going to send you a video. Here's a video of literally Aqua being unbelievably excited on her latest anniversary concert, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look at how happy she is talking about her dancing skills. You're telling me that she was forced into this?
Wasn't she also the one that pitched the collab for Starthead's song there?
I think she was the one who pushed for it, yes.
The Orange
But it wouldn't have been
song?
surprised me if Suisse also did it as well.
Yeah, really.
And like you're telling me she didn't want this, right?
Mm-hmm.
you don't see this joy if she didn't fucking want it.
Yeah.
So like I genuinely think the West has a problem with idols because they look at the bad of idol culture and see that, oh, that must be it everywhere, right?
It's it's getting into stigmatism. Sorry, I guess
Exactly.
it's just we've been updated when it was, when that actually happened, and when idol culture was pretty toxic. It probably is a little bit as well.
Yeah, no, there's
some
no
wars.
doubt. There's probably toxicity.
And there's probably still a bit of problems. It might be new ones actually that we just aren't aware of. But things have changed. I mean, time has passed. Obviously, things have changed to some point, and we need to realize that just how astigmatism and assumptions aren't great for us as a society. I mean, like racism, blah blah blah, bigotry, and stuff like that.
It's just baseless assumptions
Yeah,
based on
old facts. That's or old information, basically, like really old information.
Don't get me wrong, there's probably still a ton of issues with idol culture in Japan, right?
Yeah, and you know what?
But just because those issues exist doesn't mean they are prominent everywhere.
Exactly. Like it's you're taking basically an old piece of stuff of data that we got back in the day to make your current like perspective on the same type of culture, which you think is the same.
Look at sports, right?
Yeah.
Think about how much bad culture there is in sports, right?
There's a lot. Yeah.
There's a lot. There's steroid abuse, there's general bullying, there's hazing, there's all sorts of stuff.
What is it? The adultery from the athletes itself there, and like, oh, they can't keep their whatever marriages because they're sleeping all the time when they go on road games or something like that. I mean, Brian. Yeah, okay, yeah, it happens, but it's just like
Colorado.
Just like, come on.
Like nobody is saying bad things in a culture don't happen.
Yeah.
But just because bad things happen doesn't make it the fucking culture.
It doesn't make it the. Oh, I had the perfect word for this. Is it paradigm?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what paradigm means, if I'm going to be honest.
No, not paradigm. It's not the. But it's not it's. Oh God. Yeah. Okay. No, that's the culture. Yeah, it's not the culture. It's not
the best example is how everybody treated Kiara's bottom left.
Are you talking about like on the say-so scale thing?
On the say-so scale thing, yeah. So dumb and not say-so.
Mm-hmm.
And she has moments of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But just because she has moments of that doesn't mean she is that. It's the same thing with Ame and her gremlin nature, where she rages, right?
Yeah.
And it's just this whole idea of this blanket stereotype can just honestly fuck right off. And this took a little longer than I thought, but yeah, no, I generally was upset with it, and I kind of wanted just to let loose a bit.
Okay.
Now, anyway, I want to talk about the anime I watched. I'm going to go a little quicker this time because a lot of it this week did not impress me.
Ah, okay.
Classroom of the Elite Season 2 is just a fucking bad adaptation.
I'm not sure if this is tied in with how you feel about it, but I just feel like it's getting a little pretentious. I just feel so fucking dumb all the time.
It's high on its own farts.
I just feel like dirt.
Like, I just genuinely believe this show is just high on its own farts half the time. Like, it's just It's so up in its own shit that it thinks it's the smartest show in the world.
I feel like I've lost so many brain cells just trying to understand.
Yeah, and what doesn't help is the adaptation is paced horribly. They are literally trying to get through all of the first year so season 3 can start in the second year. And like, I generally did not think season 1 was that great, but there were enjoyable moments of it, right?
Yeah.
Season 2 has lost all the enjoyment. And I'm genuinely curious if the pacing change that they're going to do in season 3 would help. But it's bad.
Mm-hmm.
Overlord season 4, the exact opposite. It's one of the best shows of the year. Did you watch episode 6?
I believe so. That's the one with the dwarfs?
Yeah, then talking to the council.
And the quokka.
Yeah, I love the dwarfs so much.
At
the
good.
start, they're these majestic people, and what the second Ainz leaves, they're shitting their pants.
What type of monster is that? He can just kill us all if you want to. I almost peed my pants.
I find it kind of interesting that Ainz is seemingly dead set on the fact that there's another player there because he couldn't believe 2 of his Death Knights died. Even though the answer's right in front of him.
He just fell.
Yeah, the Quokka leader cut the bridge. Like, I think this season's done a really good example of showing that Ainz isn't as smart as you'd believe.
Well, it's not the fact that he's not smart. It's just that he's not. Well, yeah, I guess a little bit of smart, but a little bit of like he's not omnipotent. You know, he's not the typical type of. Oh, I'm always right.
It didn't even clue into him that they could cut the bridge.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't that be the first thing you think of? Oh, there's a bridge here. Maybe they cut it.
Maybe.
Like, it'd have to be one of the top 3 reasons, right?
It's probably up there for sure, yeah. But I don't know. Maybe he's just being really overcautious, or either really.
It's not the fact that he's overcautious. I generally believe Ainz is so bent on trying to find other people, it dilutes his thinking.
That makes sense, yeah. I was gonna also say he's more optimistic, I suppose, on finding other players. Maybe that's.
But no, he genuinely wants it because, well, he's alone.
And that's why I connect, I guess, easier with like the guild master and stuff like that. People that will say no to these things.
I love the guild master.
I hope there's more characters like that will think otherwise and try to like.
I think the dwarves can be that.
Yeah. No. Well, maybe not the dwarf council, but maybe the dwarf.
The runesmith guy that he met.
Yeah.
Alrighty, but next for me is Made in Abyss.
Mm-hmm.
They had an episode that I'd like to call Building Up to Hell.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, Rika, she was forced into action, and it was good. She ended up saving the village. But it also showcased that, like, you know, you ever heard the term shit's gonna hit the fan?
Yeah.
And we're learning more about Veruko and how she was part of the first people that got there. But we also see some power in her, Rika, because she blew her white whistle. And for some reason, that turned Reg into a super killing machine.
What?
Yeah. When she blew that whistle that was made, that, as Bone Dread points out, the timber has the power to draw out true purpose of relics. Reg, all of a sudden, his entire armor started turned white, and he became like drastically more powerful. So I think that showcases that Reg is a relic, but also it kind of showcases where the story is going with the white whistle.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the Devil is a part-timer.
Yeah.
I like it. I did notice some weird animation looks with especially Owls.
Hmm?
But other than that, it was a good episode.
Yeah.
This just so happens to be one of the series I've read before. Oh wow, you I actually found, guess what just popped up?
What?
Axel visited Astel's stream. Astel asked for collab.
Yeah.
But no, like it's good. But I don't think it's anything spectacular.
Oh. Okay.
Right?
All right.
I enjoy it quite a bit. But like if you asked me, I'd have to say it's probably at about a 7.5,
Wait, is
maybe
this
8.
what?
Devil's a part-timer.
Oh, okay. No, sorry. I thought you were talking about the other ones. Yeah.
Oh no, Made in Abyss is a 10. Like it's that good. Like if you asked me right now, Made in Abyss and Overlord are at 10s.
Okay.
Call of the Night.
Oh,
I
did you know
Oh.
that this was Do you know the origin of the name? This anime?
No, but I get a feeling I'm gonna know it the second you say it.
So the guy who made Dagashi Kashi
I thought it
asked
was a girl.
or girl, I don't know. The mangaka.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
The Dagashi Kashi
Yeah, made Takashi, yeah.
asked a band, a duo group called Crazy Nuts, if she could I believe it's Crazy Nuts. I could be wrong.
Mhm.
If she could call her next work be based off one of their songs or one of their name songs or their one of their songs names, and they're like, sure. As long as they get a cameo or something. They got a cameo freaking Call of the Night the anime.
That's pretty cool.
I think it. Did you see the ones? Oh, what was it? The scene where one of the dudes is like topless and has a beard and long hair,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one, yeah, that's Crazy Nuts. The dude.
But anyway, I thought this latest episode was pretty good. Like, I really like Call of the Night's way of like telling the difference between how people act in the morning and night, right?
Mm.
But I also think Call of the Night kind of romanticizes Ko in a sense. Like, let's be real here. In real life, what Ko is doing would probably be stopped within a week once they found out.
Okay.
A 14-year-old boy who just got bored of high school and now slips in the night to walk the streets.
It's interesting.
Like, it's something that you could see going very wrong very quickly.
Yeah. I
And
like
like,
your what was it? I shaved my beard and then I brought a high schooler home.
oh yeah, 100%.
You know, before
And
you
the
had
thing
watched
about
the entire
that
thing.
show, the thing about that show is at least it acknowledges it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody around him saying, "Hey, you need to find a way to get her home,"
Mm-hmm.
right? And of course, he doesn't because he knows for a fact if he does it too early, she's fucked,
Mm-hmm.
right? So like that show, while it tackles something that can go very wrong very quickly, it at least does it in a respectful way that like, okay, at least this makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that here. Like what I see here is them treating it as like it's this magical place. And yes, there is a difference between how people act in the morning and the night. But I also look at it as say to myself, this isn't something that people should want. And I know, again, it's anime, but you know how I always talk about suspension of disbelief?
Hmm.
It's hard for me to suspend my disbelief that Ko's parents wouldn't automatically notice and beat his skull in.
Hmm.
Right? Like, you get my drift there?
Okay, yeah.
Right. So, like, Call of Night's really good. It's psychedelic, and I like watching it.
Yeah.
But I also look and starting to notice there's a lot of really just not logical things here.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like it's a normal society, so why haven't we seen Ko's parents wonder why their child is going out from like 11 p.m. to 10 a.m.?
Why aren't the police stopping them? They should
Right?
be noticing there's an underage child running around.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things for me. Danmachi season 4 continues to be excellent. It's another show on pace for 10 out of 10. I like the Moss Huge monster a lot.
He's different.
Well, it's just Danmachi, of course, in season 3 introduced moral questioning, right? And how everybody reacts to the introduction of the Xenos. And how some people can't get over their hatred of monsters, even though the Xenos aren't really the monsters they know.
Yeah.
So again, going back to the idol culture, they're putting a stereotype on them.
Dogmatism.
This season, however, is focusing more on the fact Bell's growth and what he means to the party.
Yeah.
Because literally they beat it down your head at the start that Bell is the one that's pushing it forward, and now that Bell's kind of gone, what else is there for him to do, right?
Mm.
But like this is where we're seeing the skill of the other characters come out.
It's
Mainly Aisha and Wealth.
Lily's tactician thinking too.
Yeah, Lily's doing, but I always thought Lily was strong, just underappreciated by other people. And of course,
Oh,
they introduced the mermaid.
and Hime. Gonna show off her next ability, aren't they? Her new
I
magic.
thought they were ending with her showing off the same ability that was the reason why she was captured by Ishtar.
Oh, I thought I thought it was connected to the new magic that she was trying to learn.
No. I think it's her special skill because you noticed at the end of the last episode, Aisha pretty much said, "If any of you two talk about this, we will kill you." To the people they're trying to save.
Yeah.
But no, it was good. Danmachi's been solid.
I like it.
I could talk about summertime rendering for hours.
Mm.
It's so good, but I'll save that for some other time since we did go a little long. Shadow's House, another good show. Though it's one of those shows that, like, I don't know. I just feel people don't appreciate it as much.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is definitely a sleeper, honestly.
Um, Waiting. When will Ayuma make his move has made me realize I really like shows that have like a doofus couple where like they like each other but they don't want to confess, so they're trying to do these insane ways to do it. Essentially,
Isn't
Kaguya-sama.
okay? Isn't this just basically like cock blocking, but not really like cock they're blocking? They're just blocking like
Well,
whatever.
isn't that Kaguya-sama in a nutshell too?
Yeah, that is. I
Yeah.
feel like there's a genre for this.
Either way, I just love it
It's like
because like
I don't
because like Ayumu is so in to Yatome, and
know.
Yatome is so into him, and yet just watching the stubbornness of Ayumu, he's like, I only want to confess after I defeat you in shogi. It's fucking ridiculous, and I love it. Oh,
Um.
And then there was Utawareumo. No.
Yes.
And I just watched the latest episode today. Good.
Oh.
The last episode before was brilliant. Because it went into, essentially, Kuon showed up, but she showed up as the Tuskur princess, right? And that means she's there as a, like, representative of Tuskuru and not Kuon, which is a big difference. And she essentially beat the shit out of Anju.
Oh.
Like, she beat the shit out of them. And when Haku, you know, who's pretending to be Ostor, shows the fan of Haku, Kuon then proceeds to beat the shit out of him. And it was just one of those things where, like, I really liked the way they did the emotional storytelling here. We saw the retainers of Ostor and the princess wanting to help, but knowing they can't because this is something they need to do themselves. We saw Anju step up and just beat the piss out of Kuon in the end. And, like, it was one of those satisfying build-up moments. And then it was nice to see Kuon then escape and, you know, well, not escape, be let go and rejoin them in the previous episode, next episode. So it was one of those things where, like, this feels like the first act of the season is over now.
Still gotta go and watch.
What, have you not watched the original or the second season?
I watched the first one. I need to rewatch it. I didn't watch the second one, I don't think.
First one was decent. It was nothing incredible, but I mean, it established the world. I dropped Rent-a-Girlfriend.
Yes, you started the episode with that.
Yeah, and it's just... I couldn't, man. I couldn't. Like, it's just... The main character is... I explained it in my post about it last week when I just, you know, had enough. The main character is meant to be a sort of, like, we put ourselves inside of, right? The typical nerd who just has trouble socially, right?
Kind of gross, too.
But they just push it so far. Like...
Makes you hate...
it makes you... yeah, and it's just...
It makes you hate the person, and they're like, wait, we're supposed to connect with this person, so does that mean I hate myself then too? No! Don't make me feel this way, stupid animal. It's not true! None of it is true!
Giga said this about Rent-a-Girlfriend. I think Rent-a-Girlfriend is the only horror manga where I ever read where I'm actively rooting for my favorite girl to lose.
Get the hell out of here!
Like, this guy says it best. Kazuya is the type of MC with a legit negative character progression. He's terrible. He doesn't grow from any of his experiences. He's unbelievably naive, but oh well, at least he imagines himself getting laid and not getting cucked. Like, there's no growth from Kazuya at all. And it just got frustrating to the point where I just could not keep watching. And I like a lot of the plot of that show. Like, the idea of what Chizuru and Ruka and all the girls are going through to chase their dreams is awesome. But it's all ruined because this main character is so unforgivingly horny. Like, we get it. We've been adolescent boys in our past. We get it, right? It gets to the point of just, I can't continue watching this, right? So yeah, I dropped it. And it's just, oh. I've never seen a show ruined so hard by a single character. Like, can you think of anything?
That was
Well, can you? You're quiet again, Chewy.
I honestly don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what could be. I don't know what could be worse than that.
Like, when I watched Excel World, I thought Seiji was a terrible villain.
I can't think of any character.
But like, even then, there was still a lot of good stuff around. But just I just cannot handle how bad of a main character he was. And I stopped watching.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I can't think of it. I can't think of a character that's just bad, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Anywho, next up on the list and is Aoashi. I haven't watched today's episode. I will say that.
There was an episode today.
There's an episode every. Oh wait, no. It looks like Aoashi took a week off. Let me check.
I didn't even know that there was an
episode. Aoashi got delayed a week.
Okay, well, there you go.
Let's see why. Okay, Aoashi does not air next week. Episode 19 airs, okay, the following week. So it's just a 1 week delay.
Okay. So actually, now I have an answer for that other one.
What one?
The bad main character.
Bad main character? Okay, what's the answer?
Or that like turns you off on the series, just like gets worse and worse and you can't watch it. Literally every other isekai was smart.
Fuck off. Okay.
That isn't like so, Overlord's slide.
So the latest episode of Aoashi had a game. And I have to say, when the games are on, the show is at its peak. I really enjoyed watching Aoi learn how to be a left back. The way they used his vision and how he read things was awesome. And watching him tell off the defenders when they made a mistake, that was cool too. So, and then I also liked his reaction because, he's like, I want to be the ultimate forward, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then Fukara, the coach, Fukada asks him, why'd you pass?
Why did you pass?
Why didn't you shoot? And his answer's perfect because to me it shows he's growing. He just didn't know.
Don't know, baby.
And he's growing as a defender, and I love it, right? And of course, the next game they're going to be playing is against Tokyo Musashi.
Musashino.
And he knows that if he does well, he has a chance to move up to the A group. And like, it was just genuinely a great episode. And the way it ended, I liked it too, because it's diving more into Tachibana. Because right now, Tachibana's confidence is shot.
Maybe they're... sorry, go ahead, yeah.
And he asked not to play next week.
Next game, no game, baby!
So, the next episode is them grabbing Tachibana to go watch the game. So it's interesting, and I'd like it. It was a really good episode.
I liked it too.
Now, what were you going to say?
I actually just had a little bit of a thought. Maybe they're using... You know how we were angry about how that dude was just, like, pissy and stuff like that?
Well, it was mostly me, but yeah, go on.
Maybe the main reason is that he's used for foil, not for Aoi, but for Tachibana's story. Even though, again, you still don't like the fact that he was pissy over that, Yeah,
his reasoning is what frustrates me, but they could turn it maybe have him turn into more of an ego player, which is what I want him to be, because he's on the best team in the league where he's going to get noticed the most, right? So when a scout comes after to watch the league, they're going to look at the top team.
I think he does kind of turn a little.
So it's going to be interesting.
I don't know.
Again, next week we get the episode where they're watching the Musashino game.
Yes.
But I also felt last week's episode was very good.
Yeah. Wait, is there any more? Oh no,
I have 3 more.
I have to look up Mal now.
Why?
Because I don't remember what was.
Anyway, next for me is Licorice Recoil.
Oh, I keep forgetting to watch that. Okay, yeah.
I haven't watched the current episode, but the main thing about last week is they introduced the fact that Chisato is not indestructible. Like, she was beat by Majima. And the only reason she survived is because her friend showed up in time, right?
Yes.
So, like, she was 110% dead.
Good.
And it goes on to the idea that maybe Chisato's problem is she refuses to kill people.
What that? Okay.
Because that's literally why she got caught, is because she doesn't kill people. So it's one of those things where I'm interested to see where it goes, because Majima's a great foil, and the fact that now the show has established that she isn't indestructible, it makes every conflict they have even more interesting.
Okay.
And then there's Engage Kiss, which is going into the past of the characters a bit. Like I mentioned, our main character made a contract with the demon who is pretty much taking his memories for power as a way to find his parents and sister's killer, right?
That sounds like a Kamen Rider thing, honestly. Not gonna lie.
Hey, I will say this. Engage Kiss, actually pretty good.
That does sound like the power source for a Kamen Rider. I'm pretty sure that's like.
But anyway,
Kamen Rider Deno
this
area.
episode, it seems like they're going into their past and how they met, because this nun comes in and she's part of a religious cult, essentially, that is all about exterminating demons. And yet, what the show revealed then is when they met. So when the main character and the demon girl met, the nun was there fighting.
Oh.
That's interesting. And then Ruby, it's just a polished turd. Like, I talked with a friend of mine about it, but Ruby essentially fucked up really badly in its first 3 episodes because every episode was exactly the same as the original, right?
Oh, okay.
It's only at the end where they deviate and have a Vice be infected with this nightmare Grimm.
And
then Ruby, Blake, and Yang have to save them. The problem is, they are not at their relationship point where they should want to save Weiss.
Right. I think they might have. I don't think
Weiss
even the original did a good job, though. But at least they were closer.
Don't get me wrong, the original Ruby's a piece of shit. But like, what I think the writers did wrong here is they treated the relationship as like it's been there for years, even though in the narrative it just started. So like, it's like there's like, oh, we know these characters. Yeah, they'll easily save them. Yeah, maybe in like season 8 or 9 when they've been friends for almost a year. but not when they just met. Like, it makes no sense. Why would Blake, Yang, or Ruby want? Oh, because she's their teammate. Well, then we just get to typical anime bullshit.
Slam-a-lama ding-dong, boys.
Like, a better narrative would have been to have a couple episodes in between, like, say, 2 episodes where Weiss starts getting more and more erratic, and then it's revealed, oh, she's been infected by the Nightmare Grimm, and we have to save her, because it turns out her erratic behavior was because of that, right?
Mm.
But yeah, no, like, animation-wise, it's great. Shaft is brilliant, but, like, it's legit just a polished turd.
Okay.
Alrighty, you obviously have shows to talk about now.
Do I? Okay, let's look.
Well, I assume you do.
I don't know.
Well,
You put so much pressure on me, I don't know.
well, I'm sorry about that, but like you have shows, right?
Sure. I don't know if I talked about it, but watching Parallel World Pharmacy. I don't think I watched the latest episode.
You mentioned that. You said how it's pretty good.
Yeah, no, I like it. I don't know if I should really spoil it, but I don't really care. So it's basically the first episode was, the character being reincarnated, finding out he's in the body of a child that's part of a noble family that's a family of pharmacists.
Yeah, you've talked about this before too. You've talked about this episode every week.
I did?
You've talked about this show every week, Chewy.
I don't think I have.
Yes, you have.
Okay, well, I think the last episode, what the other one was basically he stood up to treat the Empress or something,
Mm-hmm.
and then with his and then he brought out like the first microscope, and he started to show microbiology and stuff like that, and immunology and stuff like that, showing like
And
the
of course,
bacteria
in that world, that shit isn't known.
Yeah, and then it was a crazy discovery. I think the next episode was basically he's still doing the treatments for the Empress, but she's like getting better and better, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And she asks him very indirectly like what he wants, because of course this is a big deal, finding the cure, showing bacteria to people in the first microscope, and like of course treating and saving the Empress herself.
Yep.
And he indirectly kind of tells her, because she asked very coyly through her servant, I believe, and not herself. And he says that like he wants to create a pharmacy that will treat all people equally, and then it's like not going to be like super expensive or anything. He's just able to help them at a moderate price, at an affordable price, basically. And she then does this awarding ceremony thing where she awards his father like land and money and stuff like that, and then she then gets him to come up and makes him an official pharmacist instead of a pharmacist in training under his father. And gives him, I believe, I don't know if he said a royal seal or something, but like he had he was given a title as well as the fact that he had the permissions to create a pharmacy in the imperial capital that would be sponsored by basically the imperial household. So with the royal seal of the Empress herself. So then he's like, what? And they start to making it, and he accidentally calls it the Parallel World Pharmacy. Yeah. And I think there was one more episode afterwards which basically dealt with the first parts of like struggles of opening up a pharmacy like that. Oh, and he also recruited like his dad's like old chamberlain or something that was about to retire. That was retiring or something. And one of the butlers, and so he's got 3 people as staff: his teacher, his maid, and his old butler, which is now his butler. And they're going through the struggles of pharmacy. You know, just starting out the Imperial Seal out in the middle of the capital city. How people are like, they're intimidated by the guards, they're intimidated by the seal, they're intimidated by the fact that like it's a child and he's a noble and they don't know how to like greet nobles and stuff like that, talk to nobles and be dressed in their presence and stuff like that. They're unsure about the prices and things like that. People don't know how to read, so they don't know what the heck's written on all the signs that they put out. So he's just like, oh, well, this is harder than I thought. And then he gets into, I believe, early medieval type of cosmetic stuff. So basically, like, you know, in the past they use like a lot of lead and mercury and stuff like that to make the pale skin in their cosmetics, and that led to like the shortening of lives of the people that utilized it. So he kind of combated against that, and he like created cosmetics just to help out one person at first, but then it got very popular after she found out like, A, she looks super good, but it doesn't use mercury or lead, so it's like she not putting herself in danger. So you know, word spread around, and people, it became sort of a thing that they started to put into the pharmacy itself, and more people showed up. And he found that it basically, it was way too popular. There was so much demand, but you know, not enough supply type of thing. So they, with the original lady that he saved, which turned out to be part of a pretty rich noble family as well. She basically became his benefactor and like created a sub branch where it was just purely cosmetics, and they hired a whole bunch of female pharmacists and stuff like that. And they created a cosmetics brand basically. And with that, apparently, people started to see the actual pharmacy as actually kind of decent. So that opened it up. It's very interesting. But no, yeah, it was an okay episode, actually, that one. I think the next one there's the dealing with the religion or something like that, or the religious sect. I don't know, something about the religion. Interesting. I'm watching Buchigire as well. I just picked that up, and I have to say this is basically freaking Power Rangers Shinsengumi.
I feel like you say that about a lot of shows, to be honest.
No, this is basically Power Rangers in a sense, my dude. They're all color coded. Look, there's red, there's yellow, there's orange, there's purple, there's green, there's blue, there's I think that's pink. Oh my god, it's basically Power Rangers, just a bit better, a way better story. It's Super Sentai in a sense. It's interesting, but I don't know. I feel like everything's a little bit rushed, just a little bit, or maybe a bit more than usual. And I don't know how to feel about that, honestly. It's okay. I don't think it's the best. I think for now it's been everything I could kind of foresee, and like there's no surprises so far. Like a 4 or 4. Like a 6 out of 10, 5 out of 10 type of thing. Not bad. It's okay. Enough to just turn off my brain and watch type of thing. I think that's it. I think that's all the ones that I watched that you didn't watch this season. I'm pretty sure.
Well, since this episode has been going long,
Kingdom. Oh my god, I don't want to spoil it because you're watching it, but oh my god. Oh, so good. It's getting to the good parts. The story is so good. I love Kingdom at this point, man. The way that
I'm amazed it has another season, considering how fucking atrocious the first season animation is.
Yeah, but it's so good. I can't wait for you to catch up. This is such a good story.
I'll be
So well
catching up.
done. I will say I'm kind of disappointed in myself because I've actually been hearing that Futo PI is actually really good, and this is like the Kamen Rider double anime spinoff, and I'm a little disappointed in myself for not watching it so far, but I've been hearing really good things. I might hold off until it's like fully released and watch it because I don't want to get me through one episode for this one. I think that's it. Yeah. I'm not watching Love Live. I'm not watching anything else. Bye. Oh, I tried to watch Prince of Tennis, actually, U-Zone Team World Cup. I can't watch it, Marcel. I don't know what it is, but I love super dimensional, like over the top shonen sports stuff, but I can't watch this.
What about Diamond No Ace?
Oh, well, Dino Ace is like it's not at all even super dimensional. It's a good sports anime. I like sports anime, and I like some like over the top super dimensional stuff like in Inazuma 11 and like Kuroko no Basket type of thing. And Haikyuu's kind of like good too, honestly, a lot actually. Well, a fair bit, okay. But like I can't watch the Prince of Tennis, man. It's not even tennis anymore. I don't even know what it is anymore. I don't get it. I can't watch anymore. I watched like 5 episodes and I was like, you know what? If everyone just took off their clothes, they could just turn this into a hentai that'd be 100 times better.
And that's a perfect way to end the episode. We will see you guys in 2 weeks for the latest podcast. Have a good time.
Those people in this pizza place are looking at me.